Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. How about Facebook? Anything sound familiar? These are just a few of today's social media platforms. How many times have you gotten on social media for a few minutes, task incomplete, time withers away, nothing accomplished at all? Though they bring us enjoyment, there's a bigger problem that exists. In this speech, we'll look at some negative effects of social media and ways to combat those negative effects. In the Forbes article titled 6 Ways Social Media Affects Our Mental Health, it states that there is potential for negative effects of social media in young kids and teens, including cyberbullying and Facebook depression. So if you have teens that have social media, or you have young kids, this will be beneficial to you guys. Some more negative effects. Social media can be addictive, can trigger more sadness, can cause unnecessary life comparisons, and can lead to jealousy. These effects can be intentional or unintentional, yet have lasting effects on our mental state. The New York Times reported suicide rates for adolescent boys and girls saw a significant increase with the role of social media. There are some underlying causes for some of these cases, but social media was found to be a common factor in most. So we just took a look at some of the negative effects of social media. There could be more, but we just wanted to take a look at some. So now let's look at ways we can combat those negative effects. So ways to combat those negative effects of social media. Anybody? Yes, log off. Social media exists to help users connect digitally with friends, colleagues, family members, and like-minded individuals they might never meet in person. Based on a one-week experiment with 1,100 participants in late 2015, that study provided evidence that Facebook affects our well-being negatively. By comparing the treatment group, the participants who took a break from Facebook, with the control group, the participants who are using Facebook, it was demonstrated that taking a break from Facebook has positive effects on the two dimensions of well-being. Our life satisfaction increases and our emotions become more positive. Furthermore, it was demonstrated that these effects were significantly greater for heavy Facebook users, passive Facebook users, and users who tended to envy others on Facebook. And I found that article, and the title of it is The Facebook Experiment, and it was written by Morton Trumholt. So, the interaction may be fun, but like anything, moderation, moderation, moderation. Okay? Second, alternatives. Yes. Instruct them to find other ways to occupy their free time. Reading literature, gardening, arts and craft, mastering old hobbies. All are great recommendations. And last, supervision. Check back into parenting. I understand you don't want to be overbearing and allow your child to venture out on their own. But online can be scary, and it's our job to keep our kids safe. Okay, so we've heard some negative effects of social media and ways to combat those negative effects. I didn't mention it earlier, but we have one more last main point, and I want to open up a discussion. So, the question, has social media killed in-person conversations? I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to help you form an opinion. Just a general question. I don't want you to see it my way. And I'm not trying to make you force me to see it your way. But my answer to that question is yes. With social media consuming so much of our time, conversing with another face-to-face has suffered. A host of other ways to communicate have often taken place of talking and sharing. Social media has its place, but should never be an exception to replace human contact. So again, has social media killed in-person conversations? A question that generates dialogue is always a great question. Okay, so let's wrap it up with a short summary. In this speech, we've heard some negative effects of social media, ways to combat those negative effects, and a nice discussion question that hopefully can bring some dialogue, get everybody talking. That's all. We're not trying to sway anyone's opinion. We just want to have a conversation. According to an article, The Rise of Social Media by Esteban Ortiz, there are 7.7 billion people in the world, with at least 3.5 billion of us online. This means social media platforms are used by 1 in 3 people in the world, and more than 2/3 of all internet users. Therefore, I believe this issue is of extreme importance. Thank you guys for listening.